Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemons, and we got our first look at Dune Part 2. And as huge fans, we decided to react and break down the important parts we think y'all should know about in this trailer. And who better to join me on our journey back to Arrakis than New Rockstars' #1 Dune fan, Zach Huddleston.
I'm a real spice head, and I am thrilled to be here.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. If you watch the break room, you know that Zach loves Dune so much, so we have to break this down. In Dune Part 2, we really see Paul Atreides work with Chani and the other Fremen while trying to avenge his father and their house after the first movie left them destitute.
Yes, additionally, the first part of this breakdown will be spoiler free. So this book has been out for about 50 years. There was an 80s version of the movie. So it would be very easy for you to know what's gonna happen. The big plot points of this movie, we're not gonna cover those to the end of this video. There's a lot of info that we can talk about, and we're gonna go frame by frame and try to find out all the fun hidden details within this. Also, the great thing about Denis Villeneuve, the director of this film, he takes a lot of liberties. He might change some stuff that might not be in the books or previous adaptations, and we're really excited for that.
I'm so excited, so let's just get right into it. The first time we see Lady Jessica in the trailer, she's in a wicker basket. She's clearly ascended to the Bene Gesserit status of Reverend Mother for the Fremen, complete with a face full of tattoos and looks completely badass. Director Denis Villeneuve recently said, those tattoos are linked with the prophecy. Lady Jessica is one of the masterminds of Dune. She's trying to play her own agenda. The meaning of that look would be unveiled in Part 2. We first saw these tattoos also in the first Dune and Paul's visions. What prophecy? Is it overall the what we were seeing Paul see in the first movie?
Yeah, and then there's this huge overarching Bene Gesserit prophecy, right? Yes. Part of the golden path, right? That they foresee this Christ-like savior figure is going to come along and help all of humanity, but then we also have those competing visions of Paul, all those crazy look forwards that he was having in the first movie. Right?
Oh my God, I can't. And then also, how do you know if it's true? Because have all of them been true? Oh, okay, we'll get more into this into the trailer. We're introduced to Florence Pugh as Princess Irulan. She plays a big role in the books because each chapter opens with a quote from her. So it's similar to how she's narrating parts of this trailer with that recorder included. She's the eldest daughter of the Emperor, who's played by Christopher Walken, but we've never seen him in the trailer. The Emperor sent Atreides to Arrakis in the first place. He has a bigger plan overall, and we don't know if Princess Irulan agrees or disagrees with it right now.
Yes, yeah, and we don't get any clues from this trailer necessarily about her alignment, though she is saying, what if Paul is not dead?
Yes.
Right? Her and Paul's futures are very intertwined. We'll talk about that a little bit later. She is actually not a super active character in the books or in previous movies, but it looks like her role might be increased in this movie, which when you get an actress of the stature of Florence Pugh, you gotta use her.
You gotta use her. So her dad must know that he's alive if she says, what if he's alive, right? Or is she keeping it a secret?
Yeah, we don't know, right? And again, the Emperor also is a very passive, unseen figure in the first movie. He's the one kind of pulling the strings, setting House Harkonnen and Atreides against each other. He kind of doesn't like either of them, and he's hoping they kind of beat each other up and keep him powerful in comparison.
God, this politics. This is Game of Thrones meets Star Wars, and this is what I eat up. This is what I love. We also have Gurney. Gurney is still alive. We didn't know his fate in the first movie. The last time we saw him, the soldiers came down from their ships and they rushed them, but we never really saw what happened to Gurney. What do you think he was doing in the desert this entire time?
So yeah, he survived because he's a badass, and you can't kill Josh Brolin that easily. So he's been out there kind of running a separate campaign with some other surviving Atreides soldiers, like doing some guerrilla warfare against the Harkonnens who are trying to do the spice operation.
Baby, what?
Yes. And he's gonna, this is a little bit of a spoiler, maybe this will get cut out, but he reunites with his boy Paul and they join forces.
I assumed, honestly, if we don't cut this out, I completely assumed he was gonna make his way out of the desert and find Paul again. And then we're introduced to Austin Butler, who's playing Feyd-Rautha, who is a brother to Dave Bautista's Glassu. His scenes are mostly in black and white, which is insane to us, and we really spotted this out in the trailer first off. Zach, you read up on some theories to that, so what do you think?
Yes, so we did see the Harkonnen home planet, Gaiety Prime, and it was not black and white. It's very overcast, like kind of Blade Runner, super polluted, right? It's dark, but it wasn't in black and white. And so why are we seeing this in black and white? And the leading theories are either this is daytime. We previously only saw nighttime, and when the sun is out, it's not our sun. It's some kind of weird, crazy sun that maybe when filtered through a polluted atmosphere gives this weird kind of ultraviolet coloring. Also could be, this is a gladiator scene where most of this is taking place, right? There's this whole theory that the only thing that can be a challenge for him is to fight in the dark. And so he's actually fighting this other gladiator in the dark, and it's the audience that are all looking through like kind of night vision goggles. And that's why it's that look. This also could be, it could all be flashback, right? We know there's gonna be maybe some kind of framing device around the princess talking about things that have happened in the past. So maybe this is either her talking about events that have already taken place, something like that.
I love that. I want it to be the people looking through the binoculars the most. That in the dark. That is so insane. I would love that.
And another thing I want to point out about this kind of battle scene in the black and white, right? This is a very famous scene from the book. And I think when first glance, it looks like two Harkonnens fighting. But Feyd-Rautha is in the black, right? And he's fighting the shirtless character. I think that shirtless character is not a Harkonnen. I think that's actually a captured Atreides soldier. Okay, in the books, that's who it is. The gentleman, Roger Yuan, I believe I'm pronouncing his name wrong, who is the fight coordinator and designed a lot of the fighting styles for this, for the first film. He's a brief cameo as this Lieutenant Lanville in the first movie. That stunt coordinator has done interviews where he's talked about like, that was a little Easter egg because they're gonna have him come back in the second movie. I think that's who that is. He is a bald actor. He's actually of Asian descent. And so I think with the black and white, he kind of looks like a Harkonnen, but he's not.
He does look like it. And I also questioned, I was like, why is this one shirtless and this one isn't? If you're fighting with blades, why would you fight shirtless? And it would make sense if it was a captured Atreides just thrown into a ring and been like, fight.
Yeah, and it turns into a really fun scene, so we're excited to see that.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. We made this video with the help of Geology, and with their help, you can make your skin healthier than ever. Geology is a 19-time award-winning skincare and body care company recognized in Men's Health, Oprah Daily, Hypebeast, Birdie, Esquire, and GQ. Their products are built around just a handful of powerful, proven ingredients that have been trusted by dermatologists for decades. Just take a 30-second diagnostic quiz, and Geology will create a simple and effective skincare or hair care routine customized just for you. And look at me, I need that all the time. Geology's co-wash and deodorant are great, and I use them literally, again, all the time. But right now, they're running a special offer for a skincare sampler pack, and Geology's skincare stuff is in a league of its own. Geology's line of skincare products can help you fight acne, reduce oiliness, prevent wrinkles, combat dark or puffy under eyes, have smoother, hydrated skin, and target signs of aging. And all of these things apply to yours truly, and I look like a baby. There's never been a better time to try Geology than right now. For a limited time, use code NEWROCKSTARS100 to get 100% off your personalized 30-day skincare sample set. All you have to do is cover the $4.95 for shipping. On top of that, New Rockstars fans get an exclusive bonus offer up to 50% off an additional skin, hair, and body product of your choice when you add it to your trial. Click the link in the description or go to geolog.ie/rockstars100 to get started. Later in the trailer, we meet Leah Seydoux, who I probably pronounced that name wrong, and I'm so sorry, I love her, as Margot Fenring. She's another Bene Gesserit who we assume is planning to procreate with Feyd-Rautha.
They go in for a little sweet, sweet kiss.
Well, we never see it. It's the heat of the moment.
You gotta pay the $16 if you want to see that kiss, okay?
Go to IMAX, go to the Dolby Theater right now. Some assume Paul is dead, so the Bene Gesserit need to restructure their plan of preserving the bloodline, so it makes sense that they would kind of send someone like that to Feyd, right? Then we get a glimpse of this woman in a spiral hooded piece holding a fine looking bottle. This is probably the water of life. And later we see a scene where Lady Jessica is gasping for air, just then waking up, and we assume she has probably taken the water of life and is becoming the Reverend Mother.
In that shot with the water of life, could that be a little worm in the bottom of the glass?
I didn't see it!
There's a weird little shape there. Now, I don't know, right? Like, water of life is kind of very connected to the sandworms, right? In some versions of it, it comes from the worms.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
and maybe this is like space tequila or mezcal, right? Where you get the worm in the bottom. I don't know. It could be just a reflection. It's very hard to tell in that brief glimpse we get.
That's a good idea, because there was something that I read up on that they were like, they have to drown the baby sandworm in it until it gets out its like elixirs. So if there is just a baby sandworm that's that small that's in the little bottle, okay.
The water of life is going to be an important part of this story, right? It is kind of the holy water of the Bene Gesserit sisters. It's what they have to take to become a Reverend Mother status. Like all important things in this universe, it's connected to the sandworms, and it kind of bestows on you this deeper knowledge. You literally inherit the memories of everyone that's ever lived. It can like kind of break your brain if you're not in the right place or you're not the right kind of person. So yeah, it's going to be super important to both Jessica and Paul's future in this movie.
We hear Paul setting up the thumper to call the sandworm. This scene is intense. It's very much living in the moment. It's slow. Everyone is super worried about it. The hooks Paul uses to ride that big worm are called the maker hooks. And we really focus here on Paul's first ride with the sandworm, but we can assume everyone, the Fremen, rides a sandworm. It's not just Paul, right?
Yeah, and in fact, hopefully we see a bunch of them on the same worm. Maybe we see a whole tangle of worms moving in the same direction. I also love that moment on Stilgar's face where it is both awe of like, ooh, I didn't think he could ride a sandworm like that. But there's also a little, right, like the Fremen's way is when somebody wants to become leader, they challenge the current leader to a fight to the death, right? That's kind of their culture. And so maybe there's a little bit of acknowledgement of like, this kid's coming for me.
Yeah.
Right? I'm either going to have to kill him or he's going to have to kill me. There's a little bit of an awareness and maybe some sadness there in that face as well.
Yeah, he didn't give any expression even in the first movie where he almost got his throat slit by Lady Jessica. So it's like, this is a monumental moment. That look wasn't something to just look over. We close the trailer with Paul saying,
"May thy knife chip and shatter."
and we see Paul and Feyd-Rautha about to fight. We also know that Jameis says this exact line to Paul in the first movie before their fight when Jameis dies.
I also think you can see in the background, right, like the way the sun is kind of coming through the window there. This is taking place on Arrakis, right? This is not on Gedi Prime or some other world. So this is, Feyd has come to Paul, right? We know that's where this scene is taking place. It's kind of a very important scene in the books and will be in this film.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that, and that makes sense. So now in this trailer, we're actually missing a few key components, right? I mean, like trailers do, they leave you up for mystery. We still never see the Emperor and Tim Blake Nelson, and we assume that he's married to Margot Fenring.
Yes,
Leia
maybe.
Seydoux.
Yeah, and he might be playing like a former kind of governor of Arrakis, right, during the Imperial reign there. Or we don't know. And again, that might be a beefed up or tweaked role. Maybe some characters getting combined because it's not a really prominent role in the book. So that'll be interesting because, again, he's a great actor. So you think they're probably bringing him in for something important.
This is the part of our breakdown where we are going to talk about spoilers. So if you do not want spoilers from the book, turn off the video right now or mute us for a second and then come back at the end when we plug a bunch of fun things. So, but right now, what do you want to share about the spoilers? Because you actually had a lot of information that I did not know.
In the first movie, Paul kind of makes a joke to his mom, like, hey, the Emperor doesn't have any sons and he has this daughter. Why don't I just marry her and that'll solve all these problems? Well, spoiler alert, they do end up getting married, right? Now, that doesn't change his relationship with Chani, kind of like a parallel to his father's relationship with his concubine, his mom, right? Like his father and mother were never married. She was a concubine. And so Chani becomes his concubine, even though he's married to Irulan.
And they're okay with that.
Yeah, well, my God. I think they go along with it because, hey, he's gonna be the leader of the whole universe, right? This big ultimate fight between Feyd and Paul is also paralleled by a gigantic war between the Fremen and what's left of the Atreides and the Harkonnens and the Emperor's Sardaukar, those badass flying guys that come in with the little swords that led the initial fight on Arrakeen in the first movie when they killed off most of the Atreides, right? It's gonna be this gigantic war, and Denis Villeneuve has talked about how this is a big war movie, and we're gonna have these awesome, huge battle scenes, right? People riding in giant worms, weird palaces dropping from the sky. Hopefully we get some awesome visuals, right? And then it kind of builds to this one-on-one battle, this kind of like duel between Paul and Feyd. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for this. And the spoilers still don't make me not want to see it. It's like, I'm more excited to see how that's going to guide up to this.
Yes. So the other thing that we don't see in this trailer that's important, right, is Lady Jessica's daughter. Okay, we knew in the first movie she said she was pregnant. Yeah. She's pregnant throughout this movie and she gives birth to a daughter. Much like maybe smoking or drinking alcohol while you're pregnant on Earth, you don't want to take a water of life while you're pregnant. Absolutely. Okay, because it's hard enough for a full-grown, awesome adult to handle it, an infant in the womb. She ends up coming out having absorbed like a million years of history. It's gonna be very interesting. I think Denis Villeneuve has said it's gonna be a CGI character because she's kind of mutated and morphed and is not normal. So I think it's really interesting we don't see that character either in this trailer. I look forward to seeing how he portrays her.
I'm so excited. I'm so glad I didn't read any of the spoilers. That is insane. That is, is there any more? Is there anything else?
No, those are the big ones. I mean, we are so jazzed for this movie. The spice must flow. Here at New Rockstars, you can call us a Rockstars. No?
I'm gonna walk away.
Sorry. That's a Harkonnen.
That one worked. I'll give you that one. That's it for Zach and I's breakdown for the latest Dune Part 2 trailer. Let us know in the comments if you're excited as us. And if you want to support the channel, check out the awesome merch. Check out the awesome merch at nerdriot.shop. And also tell them that you want some Dune swag.
Yes.
Make some sandworm swag. Ooh. And also, I think we're doing a live show.
Yes, if you're watching this in the month of May, We're doing a live show here in Los Angeles on May 26th at the Lyric Hyperion Theater. But also, if you're not going to be in LA, you can live stream that anywhere. Links to both get in-person tickets and live stream tickets will be in this video's description.
Oh,
thank you so much for having me, Jessica. This will be my one and only blue screen appearance.
No.
It was. Thank you for letting me tread the boards here with you. It's a delight.
Oh, of course. Follow us everywhere you can find us on social media. Make sure to follow New Rockstars for more breakdowns of everything you love. Don't forget to subscribe to our sister channel, The Deep Dive. And thanks for watching. Bye. What is? Oh, there it is. I should have got a knife.